I had 2 injuries over a period of time that could directly affect my guitar playing, and I love guitar. I had already injured this finger and pulverized this wrist. So I fell off a ladder and cut this one, which no longer straightens out, and then I fell off a skateboard and pulverized this wrist. I punched the head of the radius through the marrow canal and burst the main bone in your forearm into a whole bunch of pieces. So there's 14 screws, 2 plates, and a pin still in there. It was extremely painful. Guitar went through my mind the whole time because I thought, am I ever going to be able to play again? I finger-picked the bass guitar, and I was wondering if this would work at all. I didn't know if I'd even wake up and still have it, because normally they amputate if you cut it here. I was extremely lucky. 2 orthopods in the same practice. Both of them were musicians. One of them's a guitarist. I told them, I need these fingers. So they did the best they could with this, which was way better than most people expected. And on this one, I had the doc position this wrist in such a way that it would be neutral for guitar playing. I told him, hey, I want to be able to play when this is done. If you've got to do anything to move this, I don't want it in some awkward position that makes it hard to play. And he was a guitarist, and he fixed it. And so for guitar playing, I really don't have to adapt anything for my own wrist at this point. Hi, I'm Rick, and I'm the owner and operator of Dr. B's Guitars. I've been a nurse for over 45 years. I worked in operating rooms most of my career and specialized in orthopedics, where we did a lot of work on hands. So I got a lot of knowledge about anatomy and things that can happen with wrists, hands, fingers that affect guitar playing. We saw a lot of things come into the ER where I'd look and go, wow, I wonder if that guy's a guitar player, because that doesn't look so good. So I got a lot of knowledge about what can happen with the human body, and also a lot of knowledge about how the docs fix it and so forth. And that played a lot into me deciding to go into doing therapeutic guitars. So I had 2 injuries over a period of time that could directly affect my guitar playing, and I love guitar. So this could really affect my life and what I do for enjoyment. And this was just me doing normal things you do every day, working on the house, playing with my son. And it made me think, hey, there are people out there who have injuries because they do stuff in life. They fall down, they cut themselves, whatever. There are people like me, and if I want to make something work better for me, then maybe other people will want me to do that as well. Therapeutic guitar building is building guitars, but building them with the intent of addressing a problem that a particular player is having. Maybe they've had an injury, started to have pain from playing. I can build guitars to try and address the place where the movement hurts, whether it's every time I get high on the fretboard and have to kind of turn my wrist at an angle to go across the frets, or I have to flex my wrist, it hurts. And so I want somebody to fix that. I want to have a guitar that I can play without as much pain to relieve some of the inflammation. One of the first things I did was explore wider fretboards. It just gives you a little more space. You don't have to kink your fingers up as much to play. And so that's the first thing I explored. One of these guitars behind me has a Warmoth super wide neck on it, which was one of the things I bought. I wanted to see what Warmoth was all about. After string spacing and making wider fretboards, I experimented with neck carves, and 4 of the guitars here have basically the same features except the carve at the back of the neck. And that's to address different types of hand and grip injuries. Thumb injuries is a big one. Working with farm equipment, hand tools, skiing. The neck carves back here were done to try to alleviate that and make grip a little bit easier.
Skiing?
Oh yeah, skiing. It's a ski pole issue. People get their hands caught in the straps on their ski poles, and when they fall, they end up tearing a thumb. And that can be extremely painful and not resolve itself. Another thing is custom body shaping. 50% of painful guitar issues are the strumming or picking shoulder. Just being able to move the body relative to where you're picking a offset versus a standard guitar, but those things you can do to put the guitar in a better place for where you reach to pick it or strum it. The same with elbow pain as well, and rotation of your forearm when you're either picking or strumming. I started looking into this, and I don't think a lot of people realize just how much you can affect by the shape of the guitar and the type of the guitar that you're playing. How you carve the body, the shape of it, the thickness of the body. Doesn't hurt when I play my acoustic guitar, but it hurts when I play my electric. Let's make your electric guitar body stand out a little bit more. Even stuff like the strap button placement can affect strumming, shoulder, and elbow. And probably the most complex and kind of weird adjustments I can make to a guitar are multi-scale fretboards. And that's an issue of whether I can move my wrist appropriately or not. And spiral fretboards, which means if I can't flex and extend very readily as I go down the guitar, my hand naturally goes this way. Why shouldn't my fretboard naturally go this way? The first time I thought about spiral fretboards, I thought, how in the hell are we ever going to make a spiral fretboard? How are the strings going to hit? How's this going to work? It just seems crazy. But it is possible to do that, and it can help some people with those wrist flexion extension injuries. In addition to my own injuries, I started to notice when I looked at videos that some great guitarists had a lot of hand pain. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Les Paul had trouble even forming chords toward the end of his life and his career. B.B. King had pain. Steve Morse said he tried to play 10,000 notes a day, one of the most amazing and accomplished guitarists in the world. And he has even designed some products to help alleviate painful playing because he's still at it and doing a miraculous job. When you play for a long time, the saying is not, this can happen to you. The saying is, this will happen to you. If you're dedicated to playing and you play 10,000 notes a day, you're going to wear out joints and you're going to get pain. And that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to fix. Happens with all joints. David Goggins is an amazing runner. His knees are toast now. It just happens with repetitive motion. It doesn't even have to be due to an injury. So there are plenty of famous guitarists who voice pain when playing. I've had pain when I play. My friends tell me they have pain when they play. And there are things you can do to fix this. And it seems like no one has specifically addressed it other than maybe making a little wider fretboard. That's what I'm all about. If that's something that you think might help you, reach out to me. I may be able to give you a couple of hints to try before you launch into the whole make me a special guitar thing. But if you need it, I'm here to make it for you. And I'm not sure I know anybody else who specifically focuses on this. Phone call, email, I'm here to build custom guitars for you, and if that's something you decide you want, I'm your man. And if there are any orthopedic surgeons, occupational therapists, physical therapists, or plastic surgeons that do handwork, I would love it if you would reach out to me. I'd love to hear your input, and I would also like a chance to work with you possibly in helping other people with their injuries.